Hello everybody and welcome to the video. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. So this video is 8 features in my van I didn't know I needed until now. Let me give you a brief history, especially if you're new. So my name is Brenna and this is Abby. And we've been living full-time in a self-converted camper van for almost 5 years now. My first one was a Toyota Hiace 2003, and I built that one out myself. And this new one is a Toyota Hiace 2016 that again I built myself, and I've been in this one for about 6 months. So these 8 things are things that I did not have in my first van that I lived in for over 4 years, but I do have in this one, and it's been a game changer. The first item, which is a really big game changer, is I now have a hatch. So my first van did not have a hatch. I didn't have any ventilation in the ceiling at all. And it is so good for airflow. It's just a manual hatch that I open. It does have a fan which runs off of a 12-volt plug on my power station, but honestly I don't think you need a fan. A hatch is enough. So the hatch, I can have it open during the day, at night time. Even when it's raining, I can have it cracked open a little bit, and also depending on the angle the rain is coming, I can have it open a lot more. So it just gives really good airflow, especially at night when you're sleeping and all the doors are closed up. Good airflow is everything in a van, and that brings me on to my next upgrade on this van, and that is weather shields. I love my weather shields, and they are so easy to install. I don't know why I didn't think about them on the first one, but the way these help me the most is that at night or when it's raining, I can leave the window cracked open a little bit and I still get airflow. Along with airflow, the next most important thing is privacy and temperature control. So my new window covers have been a real game changer on both those fronts. I got my window covers from Living in a Bubble. They're a company that are Australian, and these covers are insulated and magnetic. So they are so quick and easy to put on. They give total blackout privacy. If I have all the covers on, this van is dark at night. And I love that the cover on the side window has a little flap I can lift up so I can see out. And during the day, sometimes if it's too hot with the sun, I'll just have the flap up so that I still get some daylight coming in, but it's mostly keeping the heat out. They're also really good when it's cold in winter to keep the cold out and to keep the heat in. So I did invest $700 in these. This is not sponsored. I did invest $700 and got covers for all the windows. Now, the blackout covers are great for temperature control and for things like the daylight, but sometimes during the day I just want some privacy, or if it's not too cold or too hot, I don't need to put up thermal window covers. And so creating this back curtain has been a game changer. So in my last van, I didn't have a permanent curtain. I had one that it was just a piece of material, and I would put it up with clips like this. So I would put it up and down as needed. So every night I would put it up and then I would take it down during the day. I didn't have anything permanently there during the day. This back curtain has been so good because I like to keep my back hatch and my side door open as much as possible during the day. It just gives great airflow. I feel like I'm outside, and by having that curtain on there, it just gives me privacy. Even things like just going to the shops or something like that, I have it up all the time. People can't see in the van. When when I'm driving, I get very paranoid probably about when I'm driving, especially in the city, and people can see in the back window, they can see everything that is in the van. And I want to do as little as possible to encourage people to break into my van. So the back window cover has been a game changer, and it was so easy to do. I don't know why I didn't do it on the first one, to be honest. So it's great to have all this comfort when I'm parked up, but the next thing is a game changer for when I'm driving. This van has cruise control. I live in Australia. I do a lot of driving on long country roads, and the cruise control is so good. I can just set it and drive. I don't have to worry about going over the speed limit. I don't have to worry about slowing down, speeding up all the time. And I really can just enjoy the view. It's amazing countryside. And yeah, it's going to be so good when I cross the Nullarbor again later this year. But the cruise control, I'm sorry, but I absolutely love it. All right, now all of this setup is great, but we need to talk about power, because none of this is going to work without something to power it. I recently this year got a Bluetti power station. I have the Elite 200 version V2, I think it means version 2. So this is the largest power station I've ever had. My very first one that I started with had 500 watt hours, and this one has over 2,000. So I now have 4 times the power that I started with. And for me, now I can safely say, I have gradually upgraded, I can safely say I believe this is the ideal size for me, both physically and power wise. I can go days and days and days without having to charge at all, but I don't have to worry about that because I do have also the Charger 1, which charges while I'm driving, and that charges at over 500 watts an hour. And because I do tend to drive a lot, it keeps the power station charged. Or I can also just run the van if I need a quick top up. I have done an experiment on that to see how much I get. And just for people to know, I had asked this question, about 1 hour of driving will do about, I think 20% of the power station. I want to let you know, if in case you get one of these or if you have one, that I have found 2 things that are user error that are defaults though on the factory settings that you need to change. So the first one is when it started to get cold at night, the power station was shutting down. And it defaults to eco mode. Well, mine did anyway. It was defaulted to eco mode, which is to save power. So I finally looked it up. It has an app that you can use, and I looked it up on the app, and what it does is if it hasn't used any power, I think the maximum you can go is 4 hours, the whole thing shuts down to save power, because just by the power station being on is using power. So because my biggest power thing during the night is the fridge, that's the only thing that's using power at night, and if it's really cold, the fridge doesn't come on, and if the fridge is fully stocked, it doesn't come on. So I couldn't have that. I'm like, I need the fridge to come on if it needs to come on. So you can take it off of eco mode. So that was one thing. The second thing is with the Charger 1, for the first 3 months, it was only charging at around 200 watts an hour. And I'm kind of like, I remember saying it could charge more than that. So again, I looked on the app and on the app, you can select your actual power station and then it will charge at a level that your power station can handle. So it defaults, I think, to 200, but you can change it and you can select your power station. All right, there's a few hints, tips that I learned from my mistakes. So it's not the problem with this unit, it's user error. Now, my next favorite thing in the van, which is very custom made, is I have built myself an art station. Now I filmed this for you yesterday because I was doing some painting and I wanted to film it for this video. So I'll put that in here for you. I hope you enjoy it. All right, let's start with my absolute favorite thing about my new van. It's my art space. I love it so much. I have pockets here for pens and markers and crayons. I have a lot of sketchbooks and art supplies up here. I have all this area to work on, plus a flip up counter. I'll show you how that goes. And then I have art supplies right here in my drawers. Easy to get to. So let me show you, I'm going to do some painting for you. Let me show you how I use this space. I have had these ideas for these paintings. I've been dying to do some landscapes. As I drive around, you know, I don't know if anyone else does this, you see something, I go, oh, that's a painting, that's a painting. So I have some specific ideas for paintings of Australian landscapes, and let's give it a go. Right, I'm going to take a minute to let you know about the website. This is the third time I filmed this. The first time I didn't push record. The second time I had the camera run the wrong way. So it's the third time. Let's see if I can get it right this time. Anyone else that does YouTube, they'll be laughing with me. All right, I have a website, everybody. It is brennalivingjoyfully.com. I'll put it up here. There's also a link in the description of this video and in the About section in YouTube. So the website has basically at the moment 3 things on it. The first thing is it has original art for sale. So what I'm going to do is at the end of every month, I'm going to upload whatever art I've made that's for sale that month, and it will go up on the website. Now, there's also going to be a blog on the website, and that blog is going to be more personal reflection. So if you really like all my personal growth stories, things like that I share, that's what the blog will be. I'm planning on doing it either once or twice, weekly or fortnightly. And it will just be a personal reflection, things I'm going through, things I've learned, or maybe something I think that will help people. That will be the blog. They're only going to be very short. The third thing is there's going to be a newsletter. Now the newsletter is going to be used for a couple of things. The first one is when I upload my art at the end of the month, I'll send a newsletter out to everybody. This comes by email, and I will let you know that the art is up. I will include pictures of the art, so that will be the first thing. The second thing is in the new year, I am planning on organizing some workshops and events, and that will be notified through the newsletter, and through the newsletter will be links to sign up for those. They're going to be very limited capacity, I think 5 to 10 people. If there's 2 ways to sign up for the newsletter. The first is there's a pop-up box when you first come onto the website. Now, if you have the pop-ups blocked on your computer, you can go into the contact me box and fill that in and check the box that says you want to subscribe to the newsletter. I am going to do a test run. We're going to do a newsletter at the end of the month, end of July 2025, and what I'm going to do is once I've sent it out, I'll give it about a week, and then I'm going to make a YouTube video letting people know I have sent out a newsletter so people can check if they've got it. If you don't get it, you need to check in your spam or your junk mail. If you still can't find it, I recommend you go in and subscribe again. You can also contact me. I can look up and see if you do have that box checked. I can't check the box for you, unfortunately, but I can check. I can always check to see if you have checked the box. Before I start the painting, I want to show you what's under the mat. Are you ready? Here we go. Ta-da! I'm working on some more bookmarks. So I have some bookmarks going, and these should be up on the website by the end of July. And yeah, we're still working on them. They're going to have some artwork on them. So I made bookmarks last time. I really love making bookmarks. They're so much fun. And I just thought I'd make more. And if you don't buy them, I can just give them away to friends and family. All right, let's get to painting. So I really like to paint in a series. So I have 3 A5 watercolor pads here and 1 A4. So we may end up with 4 paintings, we may end up with none, we may end up with something in between. I've never done this before. It's just an idea I have in my mind. I'm going to start with acrylic inks as the background, and then we'll see how it goes. But don't be scared to experiment, because it's only paper and paint. That's all. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't work out, but you never know if you don't try these things. So this space is so good. I just love this setup so much. I'll be able to leave these out to dry. So here is how my 4 paintings have started. And you might just have to check the website to see how they turned out, or the newsletter. All right, let's get on to the final 8th thing that I love about my new van. While I love my new art station, sometimes I just want something simple and portable. And that's where the last one comes in. I have a bamboo portable laptop desk. This just sits on my lap on the bed, and I use it for 2 things. I can use it for working, and I can use it for doing drawing and sketching. It's so good. In my last van, I used to put my laptop on a pillow on my lap, which isn't very safe because laptops get hot, so probably not good for the laptop and probably a bit of a fire risk. This new bamboo desk has been absolutely fantastic. It's so easy for me to put it in and out the back while I'm in the van. It's got a great little spot that it stores. It fit perfectly in there, and I only paid $30 for this one. So I got my one at Dick Smith. I'm not going to put a link because I don't think it's there anymore, but I highly recommend a portable desk. If you have a setup like mine, it's just a game changer. Those are the 8 features I absolutely love about my new van that my old van didn't have. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all on the next one. Love you. Bye.